Something shifted for me in my mid 30s. A conversation with an old friend cracked open a door that I hadn't even realized was there. I'd been quietly craving some kind of ritual since I was a kid, something that would make me feel more connected to nature, to my own intuition, to something bigger than myself. But I'd settled into agnosticism as I got older, and that part of me kind of went underground. Then I spent this weekend with my friend in the mountains. She'd been studying astrology, and that weekend she had me look up my birth chart for the first time. Not just my sun sign, and that was key for me, it was the whole thing. And it opened something up for me. What struck me most wasn't even the astrology itself, though there were things that were scary accurate in there. It was the underlying reality that there are natural rhythms that are just so much bigger than we are, and paying attention to them is kind of a way of paying attention to yourself. That's what led me to tracking the phases of the moon starting last fall. The lunar cycle is 29 days and it moves in two major arcs. As the moon waxes, growing from new to full, that's your time for intention setting, building, taking action, those kinds of things. And then as it wanes, moving from full back to new, that's your time for reflection, release, and rest. What I love about this is that it gives you built in permission to not always be in growth mode, because even though our society is telling you that you need to be, nature isn't, and we can't be either. The routine is pretty simple. I just went through and added the new and full moon dates to my calendar at the start of the year. And on the new moon, I journal about my intentions, so what I want to call in over the coming weeks. And then on the full moon, I reflect on what I'm ready to release. You can add different layers from there. There are 8 lunar phases total that each have their own subtle energy. And then there's also astrology to layer over the top of all of that. But the 2 anchor points of the new moon and the full moon are honestly enough to completely change how you experience time. The moon has been keeping time for us since long before any of us were even here. And there's something that's really grounding about letting it keep time for you too. If this resonates with you at all, leave me a comment and let me know what you think.